Yeah, man.
Hello, we're live. So, real quick, I just want to throw this out there. This is the episode. This is the show of Brendan got his second shot the other day, and I'm not doing well. I'm feeling awful, and I'm exhausted, and I'm barely holding it together. But because of that, Al and I brought in a ringer.
Woo! What up, party people?
Our special guest, Gary, more affectionately known as the Word Man.
What's going on, party people? Nice to see you. This is what it looks like on the other side of the chat. I'm very excited. Normally, I talk to you guys every Sunday, so it's pretty cool. Down here in the shop.
So thankfully, for anyone who's never met Gary before, he is a ball of energy.
Yeah. It's volume 11 the whole way, Pop.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing stopping me.
He's definitely the Spinal Tap of conversations.
I'm not going to be talking as much today.
Said the silent member.
Yeah, I know. Everyone who's always saying Al should really kind of pull it back because he talks too much.
This is the show for you.
This is definitely the show.
All -3 of you who think that.
I'm actually just going to go do mini inventory.
Yeah. I was going to do other work.
And please hit those likes and subscribe buttons. Before we do anything else, that's the most important thing.
Oh, yeah. We need to validate our existence.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, we need to validate our worth.
And I definitely like them.
It is the commodity.
Right now I can't like it because I'm here. But if I was there, if I was back home watching,
you'd be liking it. Yes,
I would be liking it.
Yes. Well, so experience. Let it be known. One of the likes that we're not getting tonight is already here.
Right here. Yeah, like I would count as one of those likes. Kind of do like a +1 thing, or like it twice and see if that works.
You should have 2 books.
Yeah.
The books for the IRS.
Yeah.
and
oh man.
Zayden, thank you for being here, man. Because I'm dragging ass, my friend. Yeah, this is when we do need the air horn.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah. So about a half an hour from now, when I start to fall asleep.
And every time so the joke is for those watching, like I keep begging my friends to get me a reggae air horn. You know the you know what it is.
Yes.
And everyone knows what it is. Because I beg my friends, and all of my friends steadfast refuse to get me one. And my roommate is like, it won't last a day. If I live here, it will be gone. And I'm like, but I don't understand. It's a reggae air horn. It's cool. I would use it all the time. To which they all say, that's exactly why.
Yes.
So
there we go.
There we go. The reggae air horn joke. You're now up on it.
All right. So before we really devolve into madness, let's get the business out of the way. We are Fat Jack's Comicrypt. Sometimes referred to as the Latchkey Manifesto. Sometimes referred to as the Trickster and the Fool, or at least I say that.
You say that.
I say that.
He says it.
Hey,
against the wall.
Up against the wall, staring at the wall. Like talking to a brick wall. All that kind of stuff.
Or what you put on while you're cooking dinner.
Yes. Yeah. We definitely do that a lot.
I've definitely done that with this show.
I believe it.
I'll put it on my Facebook thing. I'll put it on my phone. Be like, okay, cool. I just leave that over there, and then I go make pasta.
Oh,
I've done
that's too funny. Okay, so as much as we love to talk and bullshit here, technically, Mike would like us to try to sell some comic books. So we will try to sell some comic books. So if you are watching us and you are interested in anything that we are talking about this evening, you can please let us know or claim them within the chat. Be as specific as possible so there's no confusion. And, there's no arguments about who got it first or what have you.
Claim, title, issue number.
All that kind of stuff.
Very simple.
If for whatever reason you can't interact in the chat, you can give us a phone call here at 215-963.
0788.
Yeah, my brain is not.
There it is. There it is.
You can give us a call. We'll put the stuff on hold for you. And if you want us, if we have to ship, shipping is $7. We ship throughout the continental U.S. We will combine shipping costs. It's pretty straightforward. People.
Right. So if you're we are in Philadelphia.
Yes.
That's right. And once again, I would like to go find the broom because the Sixers are going to sweep. But if you are in the area, yeah.
What up, Duke? What's up, Duke?
Duke, baby.
Duke, what's up, man? So if you're in the Philadelphia area and you claim anything tonight, we'll keep it here at the shop. You can come pick it up. Or if you're closer to our Jersey shop over in Oakland, we can send that over there for you to pick up. Or if you need us to ship you books and we don't have your contact information already, we're going to need you to email us so we can get that information. Our email is obviously running down there. It's the fjccshow@gmail.com, which obviously stands for Fat Jack's Comicrypt. So for anyone who might be joining us for the first time, welcome, thank you, or whatever. I'm trying to keep my thoughts straight. It's not going well, but is that all the business?
That is all
I
the
think we're
business.
good. If you guys have any questions about what you see, just hit us up in the chat. He's not feeling well today, so go easy.
It's all gravy. I got you. That's what I'm here for.
I mean, you can pile on.
That's right.
I mean, do whatever you want.
Yeah, make fun of him. That's what we were doing anyway.
Yeah.
But
He's
like,
not gonna respond. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't know.
Zanin, you're absolutely right. Sixers got this, baby. That's right.
Oh, Sixers aren't.
By the way, big shout out to Ben Simmons, who finally learned how to shoot the basketball in the playoffs.
Oh, come on. Let's not
Thank
have
you.
this conversation.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Let's just get to the comic books as quick as possible.
Just get it all done. We can get him home and into bed.
Yeah.
I can lay down.
I'm really
tired. I don't feel good.
Maybe we can get this done in an hour.
If you guys want to just buy this all now, we can wrap it up.
Yeah, hey, if anyone's feeling bad for me,
Who you?
Oh God, I need to sit back down.
Lisa, you in the chat? Lisa, you want to buy all these books?
Oh no.
Lisa, shout out to Lisa if she's watching.
Hey,
That's
Lisa,
right.
you're out there.
We don't get much love from Toledo anymore.
No, we don't. We haven't seen her cousin in a bit either.
Angela?
That dude, no.
Sorry, you said Lisa. 'Cause this is how old school hip hop I am. When you said every time someone says the name Lisa, I immediately go to the LL Cool J song. It goes Lisa, Angela, Pamela, Renee.
Yes, you're so right.
Then that's every single time.
Yeah.
Like without fail, low these 20 some odd years since that song came out.
God, it's
The
so
problem.
funny.
That's awesome.
That's so funny.
Can you name all the girls in the Oochie Coochie song?
Oh no, I
Shout out to MC Brains if he's watching.
Yeah. No, I cannot. I cannot, unfortunately, name all the girls in the Gucci song.
Well,
all right.
we'll move
So-
on.
But we'll figure that out while Brendan starts selling some comics.
Okay. So let's just get this ball rolling. First book up here are back in God, what year was this? 2010, 2011. Marvel did this 5-issue miniseries called The Five Ronin, which pretty much took established Marvel characters and sort of imagined them during feudal Japan, definitely during the samurai era. And that's where you get the Five Ronin series. This here is issue number 2. Issue number 2 focused on the Hulk. Now, this is the main cover. This is the Mark Brooks cover. This is a very fine near mint copy at $10. But the covers that carry the most interest in this miniseries are the David Ajah variants.
Hand signals the whole time.
And what, me?
No, me. I'm just like just randomly doing hand signals in the background, like I'm doing.
He was like,
Because you were like, but, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, hold on.
Hey, please. Because you know what people said I need more of? I need more hand signals because I don't talk with my hands enough.
Or just randomly standing in the corner just doing sign language, that's not real.
Yeah.
Just like,
Well, let's be honest. I'm constantly like, and then with the comics, and then the comics, and then this and that.
Very true. Very, very true.
But so when it came to this series, the covers that are most sought after, this series was also a very underprinted series. There's not that many copies. It wasn't a very popular series at the time.
And it's not in trade either.
No, it's all out of print.
Definitely not.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. But over time, it's kind of sort of gotten more popular. And obviously, as David Ajah's star has risen in the industry over the past decade, any variant covers that he works on carry a little bit more interest and value. And this is no different. This is the David Ajah variant cover of the Five Ronin, issue number 2. Now, this is also a very fine near mint copy at $20.
Shout out to David Ajah for coming up with that really cool trifold vertical look that every comic since has since stolen from.
Yeah.
We know the OG. Good job, sir. Good job.
Now, the issue of this series that is most sought after, most of you won't be shocked to find out, it's Deadpool. That is issue number 5. This is the Ed McGuinness cover A of the Five Ronin, issue number 5. This is a very fine near-mint copy at $15. But the big one is the Straw Hat Ronin Deadpool David Ajah variant.
Boom.
Very fine near mint, $40. This is a great cover. I love like the Straw Hat Ronin kind of style. So there you go. That's that sweet, sweet cover. Speaking of David Ajah, let's just stick with him for right now since he has so many cool. This was the Scarlet Witch series by James Robinson from back in, I think, 2015, 2016. This was the David Ajah variant of issue number 10. Now, this was done, obviously, in that sort of Japanese style, even to the point where David Ajah made sure to spell out Scarlet Witch in proper Japanese. So this is a very fine near-mint copy at $15. And then the next David Ajah variant was from Secret Avengers. This is issue number 18. This is the Shang-Chi Master of Kung Fu variant. This is a very fine near-mint copy at $15. So there we go. All right, so we got our boy Ajah just kicking ass, taking names.
Thank you, Duke. Duke, grab the.
Cool, Duke. Thanks, bud.
I wasn't sure if those were the same issue or two different ones. That's why.
No,
All right, and then speaking of Japan, here are two of the biggest imports of the Japanese media, especially of the manga and anime variety of the past, 5 years or so, and that is One Punch Man and My Hero Academia. This is the Free Comic Book Day issue that was released, and it is also considered the first appearance in American comics of both One Punch Man and My Hero Academia. This is a very fine near-mint copy at $60. And then a blast from the past, speaking of one of the biggest imports from Japan in regards in the early 80s, we're talking about Macross, we're talking about Robotech.
Robotech.
And that here is Macross number 1 from 1984. This is a very fine plus copy at $40. This is the first appearance of Robotech in America.
Hey, Henry. That's for you, brother.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. He's a big...
I don't think he's watching.
No, but he's a Gundam guy, right?
Yeah, I think he gets down with all that kind of like stuff.
Okay.
I don't know. I know he's big into Gundam, but I thought...
Okay.
I myself am not a big mech guy, but that Robotech series is just perfect.
That's
so much fun to watch.
And it was...
And I say this as a person who like actively avoids like anime because it's like I don't need speed lines. Like as a person who avoids that stuff, that's dope. Genuinely, like I don't even care.
The great thing about that series, especially when you were talking the 80s, where in America anything that was animated was for kids.
Yeah.
And yet that cartoon had so many mature themes.
For kids.
I mean, it was. I mean, if anything else, if it was there was no gratuitous sex, there was no gratuitous violence, there was nothing exploitative about it. Yeah. So in regards, I would say it was actually a good kid show.
That's actually a good point.
Because it taught them, responsibility, mortality.
And it was cool because like nothing else looked like it when it was on TV. Like when it was on, it was like you had all the like the filmation stuff.
Yeah.
Then you had the random Disney stuff, and that was kind of the void. And then that came through, and it was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, look at all this detail, and it's in outer space.
Yeah.
Like, genius.
And it was so much different because at that time,
it was like everything wasn't inundated with anime. Like
right, and in Japanese mech in America at that time was like Voltron.
Yeah.
What was it? Oh my God, Mechazord? No. Magnazors. It was like sort of a Voltron. I'm not gonna. I could barely hold it together. Why am I trying to pull random recall out of from 40 years ago? But hey, speaking of Japanese mech, We're going to, anyone who was watching our local show earlier,
Yep.
Obviously I've already talked about this, but I'm going to bring it out again for the experience. And this is Amazing Spider-Man from 2014. This is issue number 9. All right, let's try to get us, that glare is awesome as always. Now, the big reason why this is a very fine near mint copy at $30, and what gives this book value?
Tell them.
It is the second appearance of Spider-Gwen.
Sorry, I just want to do the hip hop.
You truly are the hype man.
Man, because Al's not going to talk. So it's like, do you know why this is the big deal? Tell him why it's a big deal, son. Let him know. Let him know why it's big. Like, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for that end. I'm just excited. I've had too many tasty cakes.
It's funny
and
because
I'm just through the roof.
If I wasn't feeling sick as a dog,
yeah.
like I can only imagine how manic you and I together would be.
Terrible. It would be awesome.
I will take that show off.
Yeah. But not only, okay, so the big value of this book is obviously it's the second appearance of Spider-Gwen. Her first appearance, Edge of the Spider-Verse #2, is a highly sought after and a highly valuable book. Obviously, second appearances. I know I've brought this up on shows before, but second appearances go up in value primarily because first appearances start to price people out, and people who want to, kind of get in, they start to turn towards second appearances. And so over time, second appearances start to become harder to find, and they start to go up in value. But to connect to what I was talking about earlier with the whole Japanese mech stuff, there is a first cameo appearance that also occurs in this book. And that is a character of a name that I can barely pronounce, Spiderman.
That's all I was here for. I just wanted to hear him say it again. I can go now.
Yeah, it is the first cameo appearance of Spiderman. For anyone who doesn't know who Spiderman is, I'm going to show you. That is Spiderman. So what Spiderman is in the 1970s, Japan had a Spider-Man show. But Spider-Man wasn't just swinging through the city and all that kind of stuff. Instead, Spider-Man was a young boy dressed up like Spider-Man who piloted a mech. So Japan took Spider-Man, took probably one of their biggest genre at the time, the mech genre. I know there's an actual name. I apologize. I can't recall what the actual name.
That's your job.
Yeah, Chad.
What's the mech genre called? Not kaiju. That's not right.
No.
So not kaiju mech either.
No. The actual, again, like the Macrosses, the Neon Genesis Evangelion, the Rassafons, there's a genre name for when a little boy climbs into a big robot and they fight other big robots. So in the 70s, the TV show in Japan was Spider-Man climbing into a mech, and that mech was Spider-Man. Now, this is the first cameo appearance of Spider-Man in an American comic. That is right there, along with the second appearance of Spider-Gwen, Amazing Spider-Man, #9, which was during the whole Spider-Verse storyline, which is why they were not only able to bring in Spider-Gwen, but brought in Spider-Man and all that kind of stuff.
So, you guys are the researchers.
Yeah, you guys, a couple quick things here in the chat.
Yeah.
One, Mr. Lord Howard Hertz. No, you guys are the researchers. That's why you have Google. We don't.
Yeah.
Other thing is also Lord Howard Hertz. Yes, he is the strong, sexy, silent type. That's what he's here for. Duke BK is most definitely in the house. Thank you. And but greatest name in the chat we've had yet, Pancake Wafflius. Brilliant. Just brilliant. Just like point of order. Brilliant. Second thing to answer, Brendan's shirt is the one William Burroughs, the great beat poet.
Oh.
That is the famous image of him holding a gun. I believe he was the one who accidentally shot his wife. So
he and his wife,
they were playing William Tell.
They were alcoholics
Yeah.
who would get really, really drunk, and when they were at parties, while wasted, they would do the William Tell routine.
Which you can go Google since you're the researchers and we aren't.
Well, the William Tell routine is they would put an apple above their head, and back in the day it was an arrow. You would shoot the arrow off a person's head. Well, William Burroughs and his wife, while in Mexico City, drunk off their ass, hanging out with a bunch of people, decided to do the William Tell, routine. So she puts an apple on her head. He takes out a gun and he shoots her in her face and kills her.
What's crazy is he would do like signings and pictures of himself holding a gun, which is just absurd that you would play that route. Like, why would you run in that direction?
I know. But in all fairness, many people don't know this, but at the time, William Burroughs wasn't a heroin addict yet.
No, he wasn't actually.
No, he was just an alcoholic.
It
was just an alcoholic. But him accidentally killing his wife was something I don't think he ever truly got over.
Yeah.
Also, he had a bit of maybe some latent or some repressed homosexuality that he wasn't really dealing with properly, but he definitely devolved into a full-on heroin addict. But he's one of my heroes.
Excellent poem.
And then he did the Schitt's Creek show after that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Thank you to Duke. No, they were like, "Why is Eugene Levy holding a gun?"
Yeah.
What?
He can't see what they're saying. That's because the person in the text was like Pancake Wafflius, great name, was just like, "Why is Eugene Levy holding a gun?" And I was like, "Eugene Levy? Oh, the William Burroughs shirt."
That's when he pushed me and said, "I got this.
Because I was so excited because I knew, and then like the stage actor that I am was like, "Well, I'll take center stage and explain." It's just so sad. I felt so bad for doing because it was just like all instinctual.
I prefer that.
Yeah.
real quick, because I didn't actually mention this Spider-Geddon number 3. This is the variant of that issue. It's a very fine near mint copy at $15. But again, this is the Spiderman variant. All right. Next up is a Dynamic Forces variant by Greg Land. This is Silk number 1. This is from her first ongoing series that she had from a few years ago. This is a very fine near mint copy at $20. And then right next to that is Amazing Spider-Man issue number 18. This is also part of the 2014 series, which was, I'm pretty sure, the first Dan Slott volume. Now, this is what is referred to as the New York City shopping variant.
Because it looks, by the way, which looks nothing like New York shopping. Gary says, as a resident of New York City.
Well, the thing I don't get is, okay, so for anyone, so this is Silk. This is obviously Cindy Moon, Silk. And so the big thing was before she got her traditional costume, that's her more famous costume, for a while during this run, her costume was just, she wrapped webs around herself.
Yeah.
So this cover is supposed to be, so it looks like she is dancing with web dresses, but at the very end, she ends up in a web jacket. I don't know. But hey, it's the New York shopping variant. So this is a very fine near mint copy at $8. Done by the artist Pascal.
Hard stop. Pascal, how's it going? Nice to meet you.
You know how it is.
Pascal, right?
Yeah.
We love it.
I mean, that doesn't look like Pascal Ferry. So I'm trying to think of another, like...
Pascal Figueroa?
Is that... What else would he have done?
He's just talking about Pascal. P. Hagen.
P. Hagen, yeah. Big,
Okay.
Is that I don't know.
No. Tell me more, because like I actually
Pascal Figueroa,
you say that name and it sounds familiar, but I'm not. I just can't think of anything.
I know some indie stuff he did.
All right.
Google I go.
Okay.
Try to figure out who it is.
Because I mean that's
doing the Spider Shadow. That's what we were talking about.
That's what we were thinking of. Yeah.
The Spider
Shadow.
Yeah.
Pascal Ferry.
Okay, because I mean that's a very distinct. Because it's Phil Noto does the cover. Because that's a very distinct.
The style. This is actually really nice.
No, this is Pascal Ferry.
Okay, then I was getting the name wrong. Okay.
Yeah, this is Pascal Ferry, which that's who's
doing the.
Yeah. No, but I don't know. That seems to be a different Pascal, unless Pascal Ferry just really changed his style for that cover. Again, as many of you know, we're not very good at this.
See, this is why you guys at home should be researching this for us.
Yeah, do the work for us, people. I mean, all I want to do is take a nap.
Pascal Campion.
Pascal Campion. Okay. Do we know anything? Any work that he's done? That's.
Oh man, the Pascal Campion. You don't know the Pascal Campion work.
Okay.
He's a French illustrator.
Cool.
Oh, he's a French. Okay, because that
Yes.
definitely looks like a
French
French
American.
art style.
It's also like the French would think that that's what Fifth Avenue looks like, but that's just me cracking jokes. Don't get
Well,
offended.
it definitely has that sort of
No, it's got a
Okay.
sign on it that says Fifth Avenue.
Well,
That's
yeah.
not the same thing.
Just in case you didn't know it was New York, they made sure you knew. They called it Fifth Avenue, and they went, these idiots know what that is. Right?
He's like, they're gonna buy it either way.
Yeah, you know.
No,
you know,
he's done
there's-
a bunch of variants. He's done some Iron Man stuff, some Wolverine.
Okay.
Most of it just variants in that style.
Okay.
Very nice work, though. I
Cool.
mean, as much as I make fun of it. Very
No,
nice work.
no. Actually, I
Yeah.
actually think it's really fascinating
He was
style.
born in Jersey.
Born in Jersey.
Apparently, they get French
That's
people
what
there
it
too. Shout out to the French people in Jersey. We see
you
you,
go.
sort of.
Stop by Fat Jack's Oakland.
Yeah.
We
Oh, you got commercial.
hear you, French people
Oh, shit,
from
yeah.
Jersey. We know that you're important.
You gotta-
Thank you.
Oh,
Duke's going to take the Pasquale.
All right, excellent.
We're gonna
Oh, do we have a break?
We're gonna hit up a commercial break.
All right,
break.
Sweet. Oh,
How much of the Godzilla over there?
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you.
No, we're back. What's up, everybody?
All right, how's it going? Stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin
There
the
we
image
go.
and the style that you're used to.
I look funny.
I look funny,
All
but I'm making money. So
Maybe.
So hello, world, welcome
Yeah.
to me.
Maybe we're making money.
Maybe we're making money. You may be going, God, what happened to Brendan? His hair just miraculously grew in a half hour. No, party people. This is the Word Man, Gary Lyon. Welcome you to Fat Jack's Comicrypt, the comic shopping experience. And we got some comic books to sell you. Brendan, why don't you tell them some of the great comics we got here for you today?
Yep, I knew that was
Gary,
coming.
why don't we not do that again?
I had that feeling.
You had that. I didn't see the wire there.
I could like see the wire, but hey, at least nothing got unplugged.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but it's early. It's early. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I did not see the wire there, boss. My bad.
Oh, no, it's okay. Hey, please. Chuck protected it.
Yeah. Chuck did his job.
Yeah,
Man.
like again, like when the mic tried to commit suicide,
Chuck was like, no,
Chuck
no,
was like, "No, man, come on, you have so much to live for. Come on." All right, so we're gonna do more comics. All right, so I guess what we'll do first is we'll talk about the books that we have over there that we haven't gotten to yet. So first up
Definitely didn't
is,
see that cord.
speaking of Japan and speaking of kaiju, there is no more famous of a kaiju monster than our boy Godzilla. This is part of the Marvel run of Godzilla from the 80s. This is issue number 20. This is a very fine copy. Actually, no, I think this is more like a very fine plus or so. Anyway, it's a $10 book, but the big draw of this issue is this is the issue where Godzilla fights the Fantastic Four. So there you go. And
Just
then,
Wawa iced tea, homie. They didn't let me put anything cool in it yet. But
Oh,
don't
God.
worry, the show ends at 8, and by then.
Next up is The Incredible Hercules, issue number 133. This is the issue that begins the origin of Amadeus Cho. So this is a very fine near mint copy at $10. What are we looking for?
Godzilla.
Godzilla, okay.
Move down here. Thank you, Ashley.
All right. So that's Incredible Hercules, number 133, The Origin of Amadeus Cho, also referred to as the mind-bending origin.
Mind-bending.
Did your mind ever get bent reading an origin?
Reading an origin story?
Like, listen, okay, I know it's figurative and all,
Yes.
but what is your mind being bent? Like, is it folded?
I think it's more just like perception being altered or skewed.
Okay.
Think of it as like you had this information about something, you were given new information, and then suddenly walls you didn't know were there.
That's right.
Come
Okay.
down, and you now have a room around you didn't realize you were in.
Okay, that's kind of like when I'm starting the peak of a psychedelic. I'm like, oh my god, my mind is being bent.
For me, it's more like in week 8 of a rehearsal for a Shakespeare play, and then realizing what the words mean, and then being like, oh, wherefore? That means why? Oh, that changes everything.
Oh, man.
That's exactly what happens.
But me is reading that origin issue of Hercules.
Next up, speaking of Amadeus Cho and Kamala Khan, who we have some Ms. Marvel books. No, not first appearance. If we did, I would have already shown that so fast. It wouldn't have even been funny. Your head would have spun with how fast I tried to sell the first appearance to Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel. But this is an issue that is starting to go up in value, primarily because it is a new legacy team with a bunch of legacy characters. And if we know anything of Marvel and DC, they're always looking for younger characters and all that kind of stuff. This is the very first issue of the new Champions by Mark Waid and Humberto Ramos. You get your Amadeus Cho Hulk, you get your Kamala Khan, your Sam Alexander Nova. Yeah, you get the Vision's daughter. You get the young Cyclops, but he's not. I don't think he's around anymore. Anyway, this is a very fine near mint copy at $15. And then, right behind that series, came out a second Champions title. Now, this one really expanded the characters, and especially expanded in terms of being a series with a lot more diversity. You get your Miles, you get your new Wasp, you get your Kamala Khan, Amadeus is still there, you get the new Power Man, you get Riri Williams, Ironheart, you get the new Patriot back there. This here is a character from the Philippines whose name I'm flaking on. You got the Vision's daughter still back there. I can't remember who that character is or that character. But anyway, this is Champions number 1 from 2018. This is a very fine near mint copy at $6.
Right, he just stubbed his toe.
And then, okay, so what is going on?
So you gotta understand, people watching the chat, like Al and I are having like this peanut gallery conversation that Brendan's only hearing like every third word of.
Yeah, I'm
because Brendan's
no.
Yeah, because Brendan's actively trying to work, and I'm over here going, "Can you believe that Riri nonsense?" And he's just like, "What are you guys doing? I can't hear what you're saying."
What's happening is I'm starting to get like one moment I had the chills, now I have like the heat flashes, and my mind's a little muddy. And I keep hearing these like voices in the back of my, and so like I feel like
that's actually me. The voices that you're hearing, it's me going. It's me asking who your favorite Ms. Marvel is, and then having a conversation with you, going, "Is he talking to me? Like, who's he talking to?"
See, for us, well, for Brendan primarily, he has to sell these books.
Yeah,
and we're told not to get too entrenched in conversation. That's not a problem for me today.
Yeah.
So he can sell the books, and I get to have a nice conversation.
We get to hang out and talk, chill, eat tasty cakes. It's awesome.
This is wild. So do your thing.
Okay, all right.
Don't let us stop you.
Yeah. We're gonna get back to talking.
Okay, so real quick, Marvel with a video game company from Korea, they had this app game called Future Fight.
Which is awesome, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Everyone I know who play, I got like 600 people back in Brooklyn who play that game who love it. So shout out to them.
So what Marvel did in collaboration with this Korean video game company was to create specific Korean-based characters, new Korean-based characters to introduce into the Future Fight game. Well, of course, Marvel then decides, which is smart, to then introduce those characters into the Marvel Universe. And so the first appearance of a lot of those characters occur here in the War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas #1. This was pretty much the team that Jimmy Woo put together that is primarily built out of Asian characters. So you have your Amadeus Cho, you got your Shang-Chi, and then, and you got Silk, but then you get a character like Arrow, you get the Swordmaster, you get Luna Snow. So again, this is the first appearance of a lot of these characters. And as we know anything, I'm pretty sure that some of these characters are going to probably, see the light of day in regards to other media. Oh yeah, you get EO, I think Crescent EO. But anyway, this is a very fine Nirman copy at $15. And then soon after this issue, you started to get actual series from those characters. The first one up this is the very first issue of Arrow. This is the beginning of her origin. This is a very fine Nirman copy at $6. You then get the secret origin revealed from student to martial arts sensation. This is Crescent and EO. This is the first issue of these two characters. This is a very fine near mint copy at $6.
Cool. Thank you, Mr. Zena.
All right. And then you get Secret Origin revealed from K-pop star to a superhero. And that is Luna Snow with a beautiful cover by Lee In-hook. I hope I pronounced that slightly well. This is another very fine. Thank you.
I didn't mean to judge, but you got it halfway there. That's for how you normally go with names. That wasn't that bad.
All right. So this is a very fine near mint copy at $6. And then you get the very first issue of Swordmaster. This is pretty much the concept of this is an ancient Chinese mythology. A lot of these characters are Korean, but Swordmaster ended up being Chinese. So this is Swordmaster issue #1. This is the origin where you find out about his father, the archaeologist, and he ends up getting this mythological sword, and he ends up becoming this Chinese myth hero. This is a very fine near mint copy at $5. And then we also have issue #2, which is a very fine near mint copy at $5. But the other fun thing that I didn't mention with issue #1, because it does happen in issue #1, but they advertise it a little bit better on issue #2. The backup feature in each of these issues is a team-up between Swordmaster and Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi pretty much takes him under his wing to sort of teach him the ropes and everything like that of being a Chinese hero. So there you go.
Can you pass me both of those Champions issues?
Shout out to Duke. We got those champions for the pod. Well done.
Yeah, absolutely. There we go.
And the other thing to know about those Asian characters, if you play in Future Fight, they do the really cool thing where they don't overhype their powers too much in the game. Because sometimes it's oh, we've got this character we want to make cool. So in the video game, we'll make him exceedingly too big for their own good. Yeah. That they actually did a really good job of meshing them well into the world. It was very nice.
That's very cool.
Little random thing that if you play Future Fight, you would want to know.
Well, speaking of Korean superheroes, there was a recent issue from a few months ago. I was lucky enough to discover one. This was one that sort of sold out and became very hard to find. This was a really cool mini-series, but I feel bad for people who started to pick it up after the fact because this issue became the one that became very difficult to find. We are talking about the most recent Taskmaster limited series. This is issue #3. This is a very fine near mint copy at $20, primarily because it is the first appearance of this new Korean superhero. In fact, the variant cover for this issue is even much more valuable because it is the first cover appearance, the design variant of that character. I apologize, and I'm forgetting his first name at the moment, but if you're curious, that's his butt on the cover.
Yes.
I was wondering whose butt.
Yes.
But this was a highly
So technically he is on that cover.
Yeah, but you just... Well, actually, no. I'm completely wrong. That is absolutely Black Cat.
Never mind.
Take a better look. That is definitely.
Yeah.
That's definitely.
Right.
No. I'm wrong.
Fair enough.
But
I'm not comfortable with the feelings I have.
but this is the first appearance. I think it's something with a K.
Taiguki?
Okay,
Sure.
something like that.
Taiwan? I don't know what.
Hey,
I don't know what he's.
Oh,
responding
it's
to.
Tai Gugi is the name of the character who makes the first appearance.
Okay,
in
thank
that
you
book.
very much, Chad.
Yeah, also known as Taiwan.
All right, thank you
As
very
in
much.
Taiwan, get it?
There you go. There you go. So there we go. That is the first appearance of this character, and probably the most sought after issue of that miniseries. All right. Next up, the main reason I read this book was because of Oliver Koipel's art. I love Oliver Koipel. It's just gorgeous. But the reason why, especially the first issue, is going up in value. I imagine some of you recently watched the Netflix series Jupiter's Legacy by Mark Millar and Frank Whiteley, who did the comic book. Now, the critics hated the show. I mean, just hated it. But it seems...
But they're critics. I mean, who listens to them?
Right, but in terms of audience scores, in terms of the way... It's a success for Netflix. So whether you thought it was a good show or not, it was successful. And Netflix has a deal with Mark Millar, especially in regards to all of his creator-owned work, to put them in development. At one point, there were two properties that were in development, Jupiter's Legacy and the Magic Order. For whatever reason, at some point, they put the Magic Order on the back burner, and they focused on Jupiter's Legacy. That finally came out. It was a success. So Netflix has now pushed the Magic Order back up into the queue, and now we are getting a rise in value of that original series. So right here, I have 3 copies, different copies of issue number 1. This is the issue that carries the most value. So this is the Magic Order number 1 by Mark Millar and Oliver Koipel. This is a very fine near mint copy at $15. So that's the main cover. But then you also get the second cover here. Now at first it's a blank cover. I mean, there's a lot of blank covers for sketches, but this is one of the ones that I actually kind of appreciate a little bit more because behind the blank cover is the original cover. Because a lot of blank covers, that's it. It's just a blank cover and then the comic starts. But sometimes you get these kind of blank covers that sort of wrap around the original.
It's a book jacket.
It's like a book jacket. Yeah, no, it's a great way to, yeah. So you still get the original cover, but you also get whatever, if you get an artist to draw on it or something like that.
That way, when you got crayons and you're 8-year-old, you can be like, here, do something on this. And as soon as they're done with it, you can then take it off, put it up on the fridge.
Well, if it means anything, once like we start having like people like,
Absolutely.
I want to get kids to. I have a bunch of like blank covers I'm holding on to because like friends' kids, I want them to like draw on it, and then I want to give them away as store variants.
That's
anyway,
kind of cool. I like.
No, right?
That's a really cool idea.
Yeah, that's my plan, but we just haven't had anybody over in a while.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is the Magic Order number 1. This is also a very fine near mint copy at $15. And then each of the Magic Order issues all had at least one variant. Well, this is the variant for issue number 1. This is by Adam Hughes. Yeah. This is a very fine near mint copy, again, at $15. So there we go. That's all. So those are the 3.
I mean, it's funny because Gary's here. But shout out to Ty if he's watching because I know he really liked that series when it was coming out.
Yeah. It
So,
was.
My nephew loves it. I picked it up for him. He absolutely loved it. He was great. He really, really enjoyed it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, I do, just for the sake of information, and plus I want to celebrate Oliver Koipel, we do have the entire series here with multiple covers. Well, some of them have multiple covers. Some of them, like issue number 2, I only have the variant. So this is the Raphael Grandpa variant, who's just a great artist. This is issue number 2. This is a very fine near mint copy at $5. All right.
He's doing nice covers lately.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
like he's doing a lot of stuff for DC.
All right, this is a very fun cover. This is the main cover by Oliver Koipel for issue number 3. There we go. I don't want the glare to get in the way of that.
Wow.
Gorgeous little.
It's like just enough detail to look hyper specific, but then not.
I know, right?
Yeah,
but they're all like, yeah. So there you go. This is Magic Order number 3. This is a very fine near mint copy at $5. And then we have issue number 3 variant. This is by Tommy Lee Edwards.
This is black.
Again, this is a very fine near mint copy at $5.
This is the black and white variant of number 1. It's the black and white variant we have.
Is it?
Because it's all white. That's
Oh,
why
yeah,
it's all white.
there you go.
It's all white. If you've got a black pen at home,
I do have a
guess
black.
what you have.
I do have a black and white variant, but it's not for number 1. But it's for this one
But
here.
if you buy it, we will send you a black pen, which you can then use to make it
There
a
you
black
go.
and white cover. We're all about helping you out here at Fat Jack.
In fact, you know what? We can just you two do the show, and I'll just sit in the corner, and I'll draw. I'll draw on the cover.
Yeah.
And
This took a turn. That we
I was gonna say I wasn't expecting that. Like,
so this is issue number 4. This
he's
is a
like,
very fun
I'm working
copy
here because you two idiots stop talking.
by Oliver Koipel. There we go. And then right behind it is the black and white variant of number 4 by Oliver Koipel. That is the black and white variant of that cover. Now, this also is a very fine near mint, $5. In fact, just in case we're not clear, every issue that I'm talking about from this point forward is very fine near mint, and they're all $5.
I got a question
Yes.
for you. So for the Magic Order, if we did have the black and white cover, would it just be like a $15 cover, you think? I mean, you did the research on these.
For number 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all, they're like pretty much all because like the variants, I don't know if they were like,
I mean, Image doesn't do like.
if they were, I don't think they were rare.
$15.
Yeah.
They don't do past like $10.
Like, again, the reason why issue number 1 is $15 is just like with Jupiter Legacy. It's the first issue of the series, of the property, of those characters. So if the show happens and if it's successful, this book is only going to go up in value. It happened to Jupiter's Legacy number 1 and so forth. Now, the rest of the series, I mean, they could go up in value, or for $5, you're getting really great Oliver Koipel illustrated issues. Just one of those things. This is a fun one. Please, if you're having thoughts of suicide, please seek help. But it does make for really fun, weird comic book covers. So this is Magic Order issue number 5, where someone uses a magic wand to blow out his brains. That's an interesting concept. So again, very fine near mint, $5. And then we have, I apologize, I'm flaking on this woman's name. This is the variant for issue number 5. That is a very fine near mint, $5. And this is number 5. This is by Bengal. Bengal, an artist that worked on Rick Remender's Death and Glory, a maxi series that I really enjoyed a lot. But again, I'm a big Remender fan, so I'd be shocked if I didn't enjoy it. So there we go. That is issue number 5, the Bengal variant. And then we have the last 2 issues. This is Magic Order number 6. That's the Oliver Koipel cover. And then the Carl Keschel variant of number 6. Both those issues are very fine near mints at $5.
Not to slow the party down.
Please slow it down.
To everybody in the chat, and I'm not trying to single anybody out, but if you try and sell books in the chat, even if you're joking, you run the risk of getting blocked by the experience, because that's a no-no. So even if you're joking, don't.
What was that term they kept using?
Poaching.
Poaching.
So right. It's a term called poaching, and we know you're not really trying to sell your books.
Yeah, we know you just cracking jokes, but it's a thing where like it affects their bottom line, which affects our bottom line. So.
Yeah, I don't want Abigail Larson. That's the.
Oh,
thank you for that. And
thanks.
Yeah, that's it.
Cool.
Thank you, because I definitely Googled Magic Order and it did not come up right away, and I was like, I am not going to read this to figure out who it was. So thank you.
Yeah, if Kyle, when he stops dicking around, then he'll start banning me.
Now, we know that you were joking. It was just something we wanted to warn you about for the future. You know what I mean?
Because I mean, some of our customers keep getting censored on Facebook during the week.
For real?
They just keep deleting all their comments.
No way.
Yeah.
What are they saying?
But I think with the comic shopping network, it's like if there's profanity in there, or if there's any kind of innuendo, they just pull it.
Yeah, they're not reading it. They're going, oh, that's a 4-letter word.
You mean our show would just constantly get?
We
wouldn't be on.
Yeah, there's a reason we're not closed captioned. If they could read it, they'd be like, oh no, not at all.
That's so
no,
funny.
sir.
All right. Let's okay. Next up, let's throw out a few more before we dip into. Oh, speaking of Oliver Koipel.
Speaking of.
Koipel out.
That's right.
He worked on the Brian Michael Bendis series House of M, which was very popular. I probably would have been smarter to have brought these out a few months ago during WandaVision, but hey. So here we go. This is House of M #1. This is the premiere variant edition by Joe Madureira. This is a very fine near mint copy at $8.
Really random thing. I met Joe Madureira on a train in Brooklyn. I think it was the year before last.
Did you like yell at him?
No, he was doing.
You're like, where's Battle Chasers?
He was like, I'm finishing the last issue.
No, he was just drawing on the train, and someone mentioned like, oh my God, what you drawing on the train? And he's like explaining, well, I'm a comic book writer, man. He was like really, really low key about it. And then he said like, my name's Joe. I do this. And I was like, quick Google. Oh, that's you. And he was like, yeah, that's me.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he was really, really nice about it. He actually gave the lady the John that he drew right then and there.
That's cool.
Because it was like in between stops. He's like, hold on, I got you. And his style is like mad loose. So it's just like, just took a page. It was like, I ain't never seen someone draw that fast in my life. He was, yeah, let me sign it. Yeah, there you go, miss. She was hyped as hell too. You couldn't tell her nothing after that day. It was great. It was really, really nice. So shout out to Joe Madureira. I see you. I was on that train.
That's encouraging. All right.
I was on that train. I was very excited.
Next up, this isn't a Koipel cover, but none of the covers are Koipel. Actually, the original cover artist for the House of M series was Asad Ribic, a favorite of ours as an artist. But this was the variant edition of issue number 6. This was done by Greg Land. This is a very fine near mint copy at $6. But speaking of Asad Ribic, and now this issue, next to the first issue, this issue is probably the one that's most sought after. This is issue number 7 of House of M. This is a very infamous issue because this is the issue where she says, no more mutants. So there's all these rumors and all these kind of ways.
She's getting a show too, I hear.
Yeah.
There's a big Disney show.
It's a big Disney
Marvel's
thing.
making a lot of these shows and movies, people.
Yeah, man.
And I think Scarlet Witch is going to creep into that. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's going to be in Doctor Strange too. Anyway, this is the most infamous issue of this series. This is House of M number 7. This is the No More Mutants issue. This is a very fine near mint copy at $10. There we go. All right, so if anyone's been reading the recent Silk series that's been going on right now, there is a character in there which is this Japanese fox kind of spirit god character. This character was first introduced in this issue of X Factor. This is X Factor issue number 221. This is the first appearance of that fox god, which is now playing a major role in the Silk series. This is a very fine near mint copy at $5.
No, yeah, that one's like 10 cents.
And speaking of everyone's favorite British, Japanese sex symbol, we have the very sought-after Psylocke Miniseries. We do not have issue number 1 anymore, which is her butt prominently displayed. But we do have issue number 3. This is a very fine near mint copy at $10.
Keep asking number 7. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Duke.
Thanks, Duke.
And Kyle, you're right, baby. I'm going back to Brooklyn. I'll pick up some artisanal mayonnaise for you. I'm on the way there. I got you, Duke.
Artisanal mayonnaise?
There's this joke about how Brooklyn's gone soft, and I can vouch for it. Yes, he's absolutely right.
I see. And this is Psylocke issue number 4. This is the issue where Psylocke fights Wolverine. In fact, I'm pretty sure every issue Psylocke's in, at some point she fights Wolverine. This is a very fine near mint copy at $10.
Is she cool now? I was having this debate with someone else. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Well, she's a separate character now. Like, so the original Psylocke was Betsy Braddock is pushed through the Siege Perilous.
Yeah.
She's reborn
as
in this
Asian ninja.
In this like ninja assassin. She's Psylocke.
Yeah.
But then I don't know when it happened. Obviously, someone probably knows. But Betsy Braddock was came back as herself, which she's now like Captain Britain in the Excalibur book, and the Psylocke that is in the X-Men books is her like the original.
Kind of like when the Cleveland Browns left Cleveland, but then the other team moved into Cleveland, and they automatically became the Cleveland Browns.
Just not as sexy.
And without telepathic power.
So the current Psylocke is just Psylocke.
Just Psylocke, yeah. She's just the
really
ninja assassin. She's a separate character now.
She just happens to look exactly the same as the one
Well,
from the 90s.
let's be very honest. I think after the first year or two of her existence, most people forgot that she used to be Betsy Braddock.
Yeah, no, I forgot myself. I'm just asking because I remember she was the butt of every joke. You're welcome.
Yeah.
And I just thought like all of a sudden she's like, oh no, she's the cool ninja, the psychic ninja, and you're like, she's cool now to you? Because like because we were growing up, she was like the character who would stand to the side, who wouldn't say something until Storm said something. And then I was like,
she was the character where Jim Lee would draw her coming out of a pool. She was TNA.
Yeah.
So I don't want to.
Yeah, no, please.
So, does the current Psylocke have is it still the Betsy Braddock origin, or does no one know where she came from, or is it just like she kind of symbiotically split and she's just her own thing?
like the Cleveland Browns.
Something like that.
Okay.
Like the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, I don't, again, like shout out to Psylocke. I'm not trying to say you remember the Cleveland Browns, but like, I need a way for me to understand.
So like in like those RoboCop Marvel comics we sold,
Yes.
is there going to be some random female in there that turns out to be the first appearance of Psylocke, and that book is going to cost like $500?
Yes. In
That's
fact,
what's gonna be.
I'm pretty sure RoboCop number 8. If you're looking for the true first appearance of Psylocke, we have it, but it's a secret, and you need to solve a bunch of riddles before we will let you purchase it.
Shout out to Mr. Branch because he bought that whole book.
He did. He crushed it, man.
It's sort of like my favorite issue of X-Men. And it's like the issue when Cyclops gets taken down. Sorry. But like the reason I can't buy it anywhere is because it's like the first appearance of Baby Cable, who's in like half of one, like a shadow of one panel.
Yeah.
So like $50. I'm like, I just want to read Cyclops getting beat up. Why do I got to pay $50? And they're like, because it's got a baby mutant character. And I'm like, yeah.
For anyone who wants to know what are the worst arguments I've ever had about why Cyclops is cool or Cyclops is not cool,
Right here.
it's with this guy.
Right here.
Yeah.
Right here.
So 2018 Fallen Angels, that's when the split happened.
That's when it happened. Okay.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Angel.
Thank you, Mr. Zena.
Thank you, bud.
All right.
All right, so next
And
up,
easy.
we're going to do a little Ms. Marvel,
Oh,
Kamala Khan. So first up is, this was the Generations one-shots that they did, where you had Ms. Marvel, you had the Thor, you had Hulk, you had Iron Man, you had Captain America, Hawkeye, Spider-Man. This is the Ms. Marvel one, obviously, but this is the variant edition. This is the Chris Anka variant. This is a very fine near mint copy at $15. And then you have Amazing Spider-Man number 7, which, by the way, is the first appearance of Brian Braddock, who is the Great Britain sort of Captain Britain Spider-Man. But more importantly, this is the Javier Pulido. I'm so sorry. Javier Pulido variant. This is the Kamala Khan Spider-Man variant. In this issue, Spider-Man teams up with Ms. Marvel to do stuff. It's a very fine near mint copy at $15. And speaking of Spider-Man and Ms. Marvel team-ups, this was the Marvel team-up from a few years ago, where Spider-Man and Ms. Marvel, pretty much at this point, I'm pretty sure this Marvel team-up book ended up being a lot of Ms. Marvel, a lot of Kamala Khan. They were really pushing her.
She became like the thing.
Yeah, she was quite big. I mean, she still is. But this is a
My
very
favorite
fine
Ms.
near mint
Marvel.
copy at $5. And then we have issue number 2, which continues that story. There's Marvel Team Up number 2, Spider-Man and Ms. Marvel teaming up. Very fine near mint, $5. And then you get issue number 5, which is a fun. This is when Ms. Marvel and Carol Danvers teamed up to do a bunch of comic booky stuff. This is another very fine near mint copy at $5. And speaking of Ms. Marvel and Captain Marvel, this is the final issue of the original Ms. Marvel ongoing series. This was around the time of Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars, where a lot of books were kind of ending and before they would kind of get rebooted. This is Ms. Marvel issue number 16. But more importantly, this issue is significant because it is the very first time that Kamala Khan and Carol Danvers interact and meet. This is a very fine near mint copy at $5. And then we have Ms. Marvel number 19. Now this is from the second series This is a very fine near mint copy at $5, and it is also the first appearance of, I think the character's name is Discord, which is like some kind of like tech ninja character.
Oh, yeah.
So I figure we're talking about samurais and we're talking about sexy ninjas. We might as well get some little boy tech ninja in there. It's a very fine near mint copy at $5.
Oh,
yes.
So two things real quick, party people. We're about to go to commercial break. But while we're on commercial break, you in the chat want to discuss, tell us who your favorite Ms. Marvel is while we go to commercial. See, that's a perfect send-off. That's that quality.
Well,
he didn't like it because it was too heavy-handed.
Well,
I was like,
yeah, well, Omar, he like the Invincible series. Like, you should see the comments on like the page.
Yeah.
I mean, they just immediately get into this whole leftist pod running. Anyway, let's not get too crazy about it.
Nope.
All right. So what we're about to do right now is Gary's got a pile of comics, and yeah, isn't that awesome?
Right, got to show off the shirt. Shout out to Shibe. That's where I got the shirt.
shout out, Shibe Sports on
13th and Chestnut?
13th and Chestnut.
Ish, somewhere in there.
So I gotta, I want that shirt.
It's a really dope shirt. It's a really, really dope shirt. Check that out there.
All their shirts are you can check them out online. They're all custom. And
Yeah.
They do like,
I
it's all local sports.
Okay.
It's like local hip hop shirts.
Yeah.
It's a nice group of guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really, really
Like,
good
they're-
people over there. Good people to talk sports, talk city life with, and they got good stuff there. Good
No,
people.
yeah, like I don't mean to
Yeah.
ape your own, but like I love that shirt,
Yeah,
dude.
it's
It's
really
Run
cool.
DMC and it's the Fanatic and Gritty.
right?
That's like three of my favorite things.
right, like how's that not the best thing ever?
I know, right? God, man.
Shut up. I was
Okay.
there earlier today.
So Gary here has a pile of Master of Kung Fu, some Shang-Chi's,
Because we all know that's one of the Wordman's personal favorites, is
Yes.
Shang-Chi.
along with Al here and myself, and obviously all of you already know. What is that?
Daryl
Crusher.
McDaniel's Crusher. Shout out! I met him at a convention in New York at the Javits Center.
Wait, who's Daryl McDaniel?
Oh
my God! Yeah, of course. I'm sorry. I'm not doing well.
It's all good. You're sick. We all know you got the shot, so it's cool.
Hey man, I got high with Jam Master J back in the.
You clearly win there.
Behind the in the green room at the Trocadero during the X Games in 2000.
I did not know that DMC was going to be at this convention, and I was just walking around. I had this really cool Black Panther shirt on, and then all of a sudden I just hear DMC's voice. And like someone like me, I hear his voice in my head all the time. I'm just singing his songs, and then all of a sudden, it's yo, that's a fly shirt there, yo, you with the hair, because obviously. And then I'm just turn. I was like, that's DMC. And I turn and it's like, yo, that's an ill shirt, Pac. Good looking out. And then I was like, well, take a pic. I want to see the picture with the shirt. And I was like, he wants a picture with me. And I could not handle the notion that the thing where they say don't meet your heroes, they'll freak you out. Yeah. He was the coolest cat, but I just could not handle. I was like, you're DMC. What? I spent the whole day just going weirded out. It was great. Shout out to DMC.
Yeah, I met them one time, and they were just the nicest guys in the world.
So cool.
So it was just this little white boy being like, I love your stuff in the 80s.
I could not.
You and the Beastie Boys were the best.
I couldn't even mention Run DMC to him. I was so nervous. I was just like,
so this was recent. So this happened today.
Yeah, because he's got a comic actually.
Dude, actually,
Daryl makes comics.
Yeah.
Dude, that's some synchronicity.
Yeah,
look at that. We didn't expect that.
That's nice. That's a win right there.
There we go. All right, so
Kung Fu. Shang-Chi.
So again, just so we're clear, Shang-Chi is in the public consciousness. The movie, I thought that trailer looked cool.
Trailer looked like Kung Fu Head. I'm telling Kung Fu Heads who are watching because you're talking to one. That was the coolest trailer ever. That's all.
Now, in all fairness, we're not trying to tease anything. We don't have any keys when it comes to Master Kung Fu. Speculators, they beat us to it.
But you don't need them because all these issues are sweet.
Yeah, that is the cool. Al's spit truth because these issues, the one and done Shang-Chi's from this are just so much fun to read. They're great.
They're very pulpy.
Yes.
Plus, you get a lot of great Paul Gulacy art, and in the later era, you get some amazing art from a very underrated Marvel artist who I'm pretty sure Jim Shooter killed, a gentleman by the name of Gene Day. His page layouts, we're talking the post 100 issues, because I think he did a lot of the inks for Gulacy for a while.
I mean, finish what
No.
I mean, there's nothing in those books, art wise, cover, it's good. It's good shit.
As far as story goes, the easiest way I sell the Shang-Chi, the old Jones, is if you ever wish Bruce Lee got to play James Bond, this is what they would read like. Except these look cool.
That's actually a great.
That's the perfect analogy. Yeah,
it's
so
got the
cool.
team. It's like a whole spy.
Oh, it's so great. You're every time you watch James Bond,
sexy ladies.
Yes, yeah. Every time you read it, well, how come James Bond can't do kung fu? We've got the answers to those questions right here.
That's
telling
awesome.
you, man, you're an opportunity.
Now, are you reading the new Shang-Chi? The new Marvel stuff?
Yeah, but.
Just not
for me, Pa.
It's not really popping for me.
No, it's it's just not written. I don't want to say something bad because that's my ace, but I don't like how the stories are written. They read very much like, hey, fourth grader who's never read a comic before, let's talk about comics. It reads in that kind of vibe. I don't mean no disrespect to the dude because I've met the dude who writes them. Mm-hmm. Nice guy, nicest guy you ever met, but fam, don't. You know how I am about people talking down on me. That's not something I take well.
It's a hard.
Yeah,
it's a hard title, and
and
with everything going on, it's a hard title to write for. Bro.
Yeah, exactly. You know and it's you can't say what you want to say when you're writing it because you got that thing of it. Nah, it just ain't for me. It ain't for me. But it's cool because it's getting other cats to read it, and the more they read it, the more they'll go back to read the old stuff.
Let's be honest.
The old stuff is where all the great artwork is too.
Yeah,
artwork in this is so dope.
It's Doug Munch.
Doug Munch. Yeah, I think didn't Mike Zeck do a bunch of the covers?
Actually, no. Mike Zeck didn't just do a lot of the covers. It's a title that Mike Zeck did a lot of his earliest interiors.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, I'm pretty sure in between because Gulacy had two big runs, and in the middle of that run, Zeck did the pencils and Gene Day did the inks. In fact, I know for a fact. In that pile are a bunch of the Mike Zeck issues.
Really great stuff, and it's really consistent. So even if you go from Munch Gulacy to everyone, you're not going to miss anything style-wise.
Cool. So speaking of which, let's get a couple. This is not. We're going to get two, not out of the way, but just all right. So back in 2015, during Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars story, they did a bunch of mini series called the Battle Worlds and all that kind of stuff. This is part of it. So that is the bundle. All right. So that's the
price.
that's the 4 issues of the Master of Kung Fu. Those are gorgeous Francis Francavali covers. Who is it? Blackman, Talajic?
Yeah.
Talajic. He's the one who
did Five Ronin.
was doing the Five Ronin.
Yeah.
Okay, all
Good
right.
stuff. Good work.
Now this is issue number 1 of that bundle. Now this is a $15 variant. This was a 1 in 25. So there we go. So we have Master of Kung Fu number 1, $15 variant, and we have the Master of Kung Fu 4-issue limited series. Retails for $20, but we have it here tonight for $8.
Do we have a special if someone buys both?
No, but we should probably do something.
He's like, no.
They get them both.
They get them both, right?
They get to give us
Please,
full price.
please, don't be better at this than us. 'Cause we'll never be able to walk
Never
this
be able
back.
to live it down, right?
Hey.
You getting calls from Mike like, yo, gotta replace these 2 kids. Get in here.
Now, for me, who didn't care about any of this,
Yeah.
could I read this? Is this standalone?
No, it's all standalone.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah.
Secret Wars, Battle World stuff.
Yeah,
is
it's
all
all
Yeah, that's all
standalone.
standalone.
Yeah. It's
That's
like,
basically like them doing miniseries. Like, okay, well, we got to remind you about these other characters we have that aren't involved in the story, and it gives you an excuse to read something. That way, if you come to the comic store and you're like, I don't want to read this crossover event, that's something you could read instead.
Yeah.
You know how
And this
Marvel
was
does
the
that with every
first-
big crossover.
First Shang-Chi that they did in like
billions of
like
years.
the 90s,
Yeah,
80s,
yeah,
or before
yeah,
that.
yeah. Okay, so now we're going to start. We're going to start showing off just Master of Kung Fu.
And I'm gonna warn you, these are some excellent covers. Some of the best covers you've ever seen.
Let me ask a quick question because I just realized. Do you want to start from the bottom where we go from the earliest issue we have and we move up to our? Because I just realized I pulled them out.
We started from the
backwards.
bottom. Now we're here.
Now,
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. That's official. Yep, that's official.
All right.
From the bottom, now
So
we're here.
let's start showing them off.
Boom, boom. I gotta hold it up there.
All right. So first up, what do we have there? Master of Kung Fu, issue number 22, martial arts action. What else? The fortune cookie. Oh, the fortune cookie says
Fortune
death.
cookie says
Okay, because of course the first Master of Kung Fu we pull up immediately has a fortune.
Would have a problem.
Yeah, has a fortune cookie joke.
What issue's that? 22.
This is issue
What
22.
did the book start at? Did it start like when did it change the title? Was
I
it-
believe there's this issue.
Was it that? Okay.
Yeah,
So
okay,
It was
just
Marvel
it
Premiere.
was Marvel premieres for a long time.
Well,
and then it
actually, it was the Deadly Hands of Kung Fu magazine,
Yeah.
which
Which
then
is a dope omnibus, by the way.
became this.
Yeah.
Wait. Deadly Hands of Kung Fu became Marvel Premiere.
No,
Or became
no.
Deadly Hands of Kung Fu became Master of Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what
Yeah,
you're saying.
That's when they stopped running the magazine, which had
It
like
became the-
yeah, which would have like a bunch of. It had Shang-Chi, it would have Iron
Iron
Fist, it would
Fist,
have the Daughters of the Dragon.
Daughters of the
one,
Dragon,
and all
yeah.
I
that.
got one with Chuck Norris in it.
So
Yeah.
this is a fine copy at $6, and I'm pretty sure that's a. You think that's John Buscema? That's a John Buscema
That's
cover,
John-
right?
that's John.
Yeah. That's a John Buscema cover. All right, what do we have next?
Bingo. Look at that. Oh, look at that caveman. He's
All
fighting cavemen, Poppy. Look out. Oh, my Jesus. He's fighting cavemen.
Fists of Fury, Rites of Death. Yeah, he's literally
I
fighting.
told
cavemen.
y'all, you do not get better covers than the Shang-Chi ones.
Shang-Chi really is just pure pulp.
It's
No.
pure
Like it's
awesome.
it's so cool. This is a fine copy at $6.
You know the perfect companion piece to these books?
What?
Power Man and Iron Fist.
Preach.
Oh,
Preach.
yeah.
I feel like
Ask Truth Party.
I feel like more than any other Marvel,
Yeah.
like 70s, early 80s, like I feel like those all kind of go hand in hand.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next one we got?
Oh, look at
All
that.
right, so this is
More kicking
we
action.
have the Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, trapped in the lair of Fu Manchu. Yep,
Oh.
you got it. We're still using the word Fu Manchu, something you'll never see again, because of course it's incredibly racist. This is
They don't have the copyrights.
and they don't have the copyright of it anymore. Yeah, let's say that.
Let's take a big sigh of relief on that one.
Yeah. So this is issue number 27. Now this one is actually in really good condition. This is a very fine copy, which is why it is at $10. All right, and the next up, we got.
Well, you're right about that glare.
Yeah, I know, man.
You can see the trouble you have.
Yeah, you find like all right. So this is issue number 32, Assault on an Angry Sea. because there's nothing angrier than a sea with a
Quality
bunch of
masks,
purple
though.
ninjas.
Quality purple masks, though. You'd be surprised how hard they are to find.
Wait, what does it say? Martial arts mayhem at its steel smashing best.
How do you not want to read that?
Now, this is a very fine copy at $6.
Hey Zanin, is the glare better doing the books from the other side? He was in the chat talking about the glare.
He was
Okay.
in chat.
So just let us know if this is working better.
All right. So which one is this? Okay, so this is Master of Kung Fu number 35.
Ooh.
All right, let's take a look at this
That's
one.
a nice one.
So this is martial arts magic at its very best. This is Death Hand. Death Hand, because he's got a hand and it shoots fire, and fire.
I mean, to be fair, if you had a hand that shot, if Al had a hand that shot fire,
Oh, by the way,
you
does
would
everyone
both definitely call it?
does everyone see the young woman that is being slowly drowned in an hourglass? As Master Kung
I'm
Fu
telling you,
fan.
man, like if you
Very
want,
fine,
you
$6.
want Adam West Batman, but taken seriously, here's your move.
Like,
Here's-
first of all, how do you find an hourglass?
Like what
And
store?
then how do you get a person?
It's the
inside
same
it?
store where they sell the purple hoods. Actually,
Oh my
it's
God.
real nice. It's right off of Arch
All
Street.
right, real quick. I understand, like, I'm not trying to judge things based on 2021,
No.
but this guy definitely refers to Shang-Chi as Chinaman.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that. They use
Oh,
the
yeah,
word
they-
Oriental a
You're,
lot.
you're gonna get
Yeah.
You're gonna get
You're gonna get a lot of uncomfortable Asian stuff with a lot of these early issues.
It's 70s.
It's the 70s.
Yeah.
One of my favorite covers of the Shang-Chi era. Shang-Chi 70s era.
Oh,
That's right.
yeah.
Broken glass.
Death Day of the Golden Dagger.
That's right. That's
All
a
right.
banner right there.
Let's try to get that one looking all right without the glare.
That's the man himself on the cover.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's Fu Manchu himself. Yeah, you got it.
Daddy Shang-Chi.
This is it. Son versus father.
The Yellow Peril.
The Yellow Peril. So that's a fine copy at $4.
Then we got Golden Daggers, Glittering Doom.
Ooh.
Come on, right? Come
Nice. All right, so
on.
we got.
That's you.
Is this another John Buscema cover?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was doing a bunch at that time.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yep. So there we go. This is the Death Seed issue. The Death Seed. No, I can't make that joke.
No. I was like,
It's a very fine copy at $6.
Yeah, this isn't our show, buddy.
No.
This is the experience.
Yeah, that's right. I forget sometimes.
Boom.
All right.
Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan.
Oh yeah,
Shout out
Shaka
to Shaka Khan.
Shaka Karn,
Shaka Khan.
like carne asada. So there we go. This is Master Kung Fu number 49. This is a fine plus copy at $5.
For all those who
Ernie
always,
Chan. This is the Ernie Chan cover.
for all those who wonder, well, why doesn't he just use a gun? Bam. Answer all your questions.
Yeah.
Look at the really cool like scale though, because like where is that camera shot? In order
Oh man. Okay.
for that
Again,
hand to be there.
Gary, going along with your James Bond thing.
It's what
This
I'm
is the
saying.
Moonwalker
That's the
issue.
moon. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's on the moon fighting his dad with a gun.
while his dad presses the big villain
And I
button.
think he like gets away in a private spaceship or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, that's every issue
This is a
ends with.
fine copy at $4.
Yeah, every issue ends with Fu Manchu
Fu Manchu
miraculously disappearing like on a steamboat.
He always had some kind of spare car or some shit.
Yeah.
Squirreled away.
And to continue our theme of Shang-Chi villains with ridiculous costumes, boom. Keep turning that on.
Where's this one? This is. Oh
That's-
my
that's
God,
great.
you're right. Mayhem
That's
in
great.
Morocco.
They've got like shoulder pads that don't cover the shoulder. Like, come on, right? Like, I need that.
This is issue 52.
You sure they're
This
not
is a
wearing
fine
backpacks?
copy at $4.
That's right.
The only time I ever got invited to travel to Morocco was my film teacher, who I'm pretty sure wanted to sleep with me.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, moving forward from that one, fighter planes.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
again, like now he's Indiana Jones.
He fights the Red Baron. Dude, when did Shang-Chi beat up Snoopy? That's so mean.
Red Baron had it coming.
He's just a little dog. So there we go. This is issue number 57. This is a fine copy at $4.
When he's done fighting the Red Baron, he fights these like knights of some kind.
God, this is just pure pulp.
This is great, and every issue was just hysterically awesome. 70s.
Who did that cover? That cover's great.
Behold
Yeah.
the final mask.
Right? Like, yeah, like it's so insane. Like, where, like, and you could just get the barely touch of the city in the bottom right of it, too.
Oh yeah.
Now, this is also a fine copy at $4. Most of these are going to be around $4 from this point forward.
Now, I forget the name of this villain, but he shows up in several of these Shang-Chi issues. In fact, including some of the later ones, like some of like the big.
Oh, yeah, this is the guy with the iron balls.
Fireball, yeah. Again, with a very questionable costume.
Issue number 69 has a guy on the cover with iron balls.
I'm saying, how are you not watching this?
It writes itself.
That's
It really
Absorbing
does.
Man's cousin from overseas.
This is another fine copy at $4.
And just to go with our theme of just, House of Horrors, how do you get through it? Look at that. Every room of danger. This is a really cool, danger room type issue.
Oh, yeah.
Where he's got to fight through this room where,
He's got to fight through the murder mansion.
Yeah, the floor disappears,
Yeah,
and
the
another
murder
one, the
mansion.
walls end up on fire. There's a whole thing with it. Yeah.
Wait, didn't Jeffrey Epstein call his private island murder mansion? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's something like that.
It's actually very similar to Nerd Out real quick. If you remember an old issue of X-Force with
fine copy,
Longshot,
$4.
where Longshot has to fight in the Mojo-verse.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
similar pattern to that one, so that kind of room. And then you're like, I know what you're thinking out there. You're like, man, if only there were one-eyed gorillas that Shang-Chi could fight. We've got the comic for you. Boom.
Oh, my God.
Right? Come on now.
From the bowels of Mordillo's Island, they come.
Oh, man. That's
The
great.
behemoths. Again,
That's spectacular.
pure pulp. Master of Kung Fu. Now, this is a fine minus copy, so it's only $3.
And we got more mindless minions of Mordillo to get your alliteration on one time. Boom. And Brainaki's triumphant in this one.
Oh, wait. What's this character? Do you remember this character?
The sister character?
No, the yellow dude.
No,
with
I
the-
don't remember, no.
He's like the Phantasm character or something, or, he was like from that French movie where the guy had like a mirror mask. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here. This is Master Kung Fu 74. This is a fine copy at $4.
We got more undersea monster action. That's right, because he hasn't done enough. He's got to go under the sea.
Bond, man.
That's right. I'm telling you.
Where monsters dwell. There you go.
And I tell everybody.
Master of Kung Fu 75. Fine copy. $4.
And if you want to talk cool covers, man, just excellent composition, excellent drawing, excellent artwork. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
That's great,
Moving
dude.
Targets. Isn't there a movie called Moving Targets?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, that's right. So there you go. That's a fine copy at $3. This is issue number 78. There you go.
Now, people ask me a lot, why do I think Shang-Chi is the best Marvel Kung Fu artist? I get asked this a lot. Let's pretend. And there's lots of reasons. You go, because he actually works at the powers he has. He's not just born he wasn't just bit by a spider. He didn't go to a mystical, magical city where a dragon gave it to him. No, he put in work. If you're someone like me, you value work.
He was abused by his father and locked up and made him train for
forced to
years
be.
and years and years.
It's the Michael Jackson story. But the other reason,
Yeah, it definitely is.
right. The other reason he's my favorite is not only does he do all this stuff, not only does he fight people who are clearly more powerful than him and he beats them, he does it barefoot. Barefoot! People, he doesn't wear shoes.
Oh, is that his?
Think about that. I'm not even kidding. He does all this stuff barefoot.
Master Kung Fu
Fam.
79.
He's John
Yeah,
McClane.
this is a
before
very
John
quick
McClane.
Right?
copy
You know
at
what I mean?
$2.
Lee Marvin watches him and goes, yeah, that's how you do it.
There we go.
Then, of course, I know what you're thinking. If only there were crazy leopard bear ninjas.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Right, always going,
Yeah.
where are the crazy
Where are
leopard
the
bear ninjas?
where are the leopard bear
Oh
ninjas?
my god, look at
Yeah.
that. I'm definitely catching all the glare. Sorry.
No, please, dude. Hey, man, I spend most of the shows
You
fighting
spend most
the
of
glare.
you do spend most of the show trying to fight.
Yeah.
And then you're like, but if you want more leopard bear action, boom, there's a second one.
It's a two-parter.
It's a two-parter. How will he get away with the most questionable outfit I think I've ever seen a grown man wear?
I know, right?
Yeah, that's a look.
See that. Now, who's doing the covers by this point?
Now
I got
these
Zach over
are
here.
Oh, this is Zek.
I mean,
Yeah,
some
this
of
is a-
these.
No, I think that
these are the Zek eras.
Yeah, we're now in the Zek
we hit the
portion.
Zek era.
Yeah, so that's a fine copy at $3.
And then we're back on Samadzat Island, which oddly enough he actually goes to multiple times.
Really? That's
Yeah.
like a recurring.
It's just like they needed an island because they were like, because Enter the Dragon. Because Enter the Dragon
Yeah,
exists on an
yeah.
island, so we got to put him on an island. And they're
Right.
like, well, so like one of the Deadly Hands,
Mhm.
he fights one, and then in another one he doesn't, and then they come back to Samadzat Island. So he comes back for another.
All right, okay, all right. Raid on Samits. How do you pronounce it?
Samadzat.
Samadzat. Okay. This is a Mike Zeck
That
Gene
cover,
Day cover. You can definitely tell when Gene Day is inking Mike Zeck. It has some really nice
It
line
just pops
quality.
a little better.
Yeah, I love Mike Zeck, but this is still his style isn't fully developed yet. But this is issue 95. This is a very fine copy at $4.
And one of the more famous covers, if you're familiar with Miniseries. The famous one with his 2 cohorts.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's back when this was really on.
Oh, and that's when he was starting to get more of his Bruce Lee haircut.
Yeah, exactly.
Like look at him there. It's just like
and
that's
he was like, and he was kind of like a, what do you call him? Like a
fine copy at $3.
Kind of like, again, like on some James Bond, like Soldier of Fortune type stuff.
Yeah.
There we go. That's not even the phrase I was looking for. He's on a boat of death.
A death boat.
A death boat.
Again, I'm pretty sure there's a movie called Death Boat.
There's a movie called Death Boat. If there's a title for a comic, it's
So
the
what
70s.
is this? Oh, this is issue 99. Okay. Oh, and Rufus Carter is back.
Now, do you think
Fine copy, $3.
The
you
great
think he was like
Rufus
aping Galassi?
What's that?
Or this is just like his natural. Like, you think they were like, you got to be like Galassi because it's very Galassi-esque.
Yeah.
No, I remember in the omnibus they talked about how like the two of them have a very similar art style, and that's kind of why he bled over into these comics.
Okay.
You talking about Gene Day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
because his layouts were very Galassi.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it just didn't look like Galassi; it just looked like in a similar fashion. And they were like, "Well, that's an easy transition to make from one."
He's
artist
definitely
to the
a very underrated artist.
Yeah, I wish he did more stuff.
Yeah.
And now, of course, we got more purple villains. Purple villains of
Oh,
choice.
yeah. Assassins in the Night.
See, the last ones they can only afford the purple
Assassins in the night are always killing. This is issue 102. This is a very fine copy at $4.
City at Sea. That's right. I know. Now, if you've ever watched the Fat Jack's Comicrypt show, you know that we are people who do not like Nazis. We take an active approach in beating up Nazis. So that's why this issue holds a special place in all of our hearts. Shang-Chi versus Nazis. I'm going to let you guess who wins. I think you already know who wins.
Oh, yeah. This is like straight up. Yeah, City at Sea.
Oh,
Yeah, this one has it all. This is issue 103. This is a fine copy at only $2. $2, people. It's cheaper than most new comics. So, what am I talking about?
Cheaper than all. Yeah, all of them.
So my personal favorite of all of the Gene Day issues is this one right here, 104. It is the Insane Maze cover with the Insane Maze issue.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
got
This is the one with the layouts.
There's a spread
all the
inside.
vertical. Yes.
There's a spread inside. There's a 2-page
so
spread in there
good.
that looks almost like an Escher.
Yes.
The Escher type, like, oh, it looks.
This was the issue that turned me on to
Yeah.
Gene Day as an underrated artist.
I
was
can
like,
tell you this right now.
who is this guy?
When you
Very
read
fine,
this,
$4.
when you read this comic and you just look at the artwork, how he does these 2-page spreads with these Escher-style stairs that go in like 600 directions. You're then going to read a new comic and be like, what's all this flat Photoshop nonsense? You're going to be so disappointed because that's how good this is. It's going to make everything else pale.
Well, these guys were just so.
They're so ahead of time.
So yeah.
So ahead of the time. Fighting
which one is
Machine
this?
Men,
This
back
is-
when that was a thing.
Oh my God! Does that guy have a teeth arm?
He has a teeth arm.
But
No, I mean we all had teeth arms back in the day. I mean,
Yeah.
Those of us who watch the show back
So this
in the
is
old days.
106. This is a very fine copy at $4.
And then, of course, we got the cool motion.
Oh
That's
yeah!
right. Pretty
It's
badass.
the speed lines.
Speed lines.
Yeah.
I just got done making fun of those,
I know,
but
right?
I mean, what are you going to do,
This
right?
is issue 108. This is a very fine copy at $4.
So, if you may remember, there's a character, I can't remember his name, it's not called Death Clock, but I forget what the name they have for him in the book.
It's probably called Death.
Probably
Clock.
actually called Death Clock. He was sort of like an original prototype for Bullseye, except he was sort of Shang-Chi's Bullseye.
Uh-huh.
Daredevil has Bullseye. And he appears quite prominently in this issue.
All right.
Excellent job. A great disco-style cover. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the chat. Look at ad work.
Death is a Dark Angel.
Yep.
That's a great cover, man. Montage style. Issue 109, very fine, $4. And if you want, you might be able to still win a Formula 10 Speed Racer.
I think they might give it to you. For the book. I don't know.
All right, we got two more.
Two more party people.
All right, before we probably have to go on a break.
Yeah,
Okay,
break,
so let's we'll finish up with these last two.
Shang-Chi and a full moon. You know,
All right.
you know how Wordman is about werewolves and full moon.
Shang-Chi 112, Commit and Destroy, very fine copy, $4. And last but not least, before we go on break.
Death of the City of Lights.
All right.
That's right. Shang-Chi in Paris.
All right.
Because there wasn't anything else
What
he
is
hadn't
that?
done yet.
Oh, so that's Master Kung Fu 121. Now, what was the last issue number? Do you recall? Was it like 125?
I think it's 120.
125, so we're close to the end. Okay, so this is a very fine copy at $4.
That's the great Shang-Chi, the Master of Kung Fu, the Master of Kung Fu in the Marvel Universe. Highly recommended character, highly recommended comics. If you like the single issues, they just put all of them out in trades. The Omnibus is awesome. The Deadly Hands are on, the Shang-Chi's, all the way to go.
Yes.
I believe one of the epics is out of print.
We do have
Big
one
swing
epic.
and a miss.
We do have volume 2 of the epics.
If anyone's interested, we do have a copy of volume 2.
I imagine they're all coming back with the movie.
But the movie.
Yes.
But as of right now, you better buy these.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. I guess we'll see you after the break.
Cool. Maybe.
Maybe.
not.
Or we'll stay here.
Hello. We're back. I'm exhausted. Barely holding it together.
Shang-Chi wiped him out.
So with that said, this is our last half hour. So we'll just do some quick business real fast. Take it away, Karen.
So for those of you in the Philadelphia area, we are at 2006 Sansom Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's the Center City section of Philly. If you can get to Washington Square, you can get to our store. If you want to order anything, you want to put in this thing in the chat, you want to say claim in a specific issue, that's the way to do it. Or you can give us a call at, what's the number again, Al?
215-963-0788.
You can do that. And if we don't have there's the phone number right there on the bottom. If we don't have your contact information, what you need to do is you need to email us at fjccshow@gmail.com. That's FJCC, as in Fat Jack Comicrypt, show@gmail.com. You do that, make sure we got all your address information. Currently, shipping's at around $7. Obviously, we're going to put as many stuff together to kind of condense, to kind of keep the shipping costs down, because we ain't trying to charge you all that kind of stuff, man. We ain't trying to do bad for you. And if you got any other questions, definitely hit that email I just gave you. Al in the back here, he's on top of the emails. And
Hey, Brendan. Hey, Brendan.
Yeah.
You want to go get a drink while he finishes his own?
See, I covered the whole thing. I didn't miss it.
And anything you bought, you can pick up here at the store, or you can pick it up over at Oaktown, New Jersey. We can send it over there and pick it up there if that's easier for you. Like I said, we're here to help.
You gotta take it away, man. I'm gonna take a nap.
I told you I watched.
See, I tell them that I watch all the episodes, and they're like, "No, you don't. No, you don't." I got that down ice cold. There's no prompting behind this camera. There's no lines I had to study. I just knew that off the easy.
It's our pattern.
Yeah.
And now, sell some books, kids.
Now,
That's the hard part.
Yeah. Now do a song and dance.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, the last thing we're gonna kind of really do in this last half hour is we're gonna talk about one of my favorite. I don't want to speak for anyone else, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Not just one of my all-time favorite mangas.
No.
It's
It's a cornerstone of the industry.
Preach.
And if you haven't read it or not familiar with it, you're doing yourself a disservice as a comic book fan.
And shout out to my brother Todd, who bought me all these for my birthday a couple years ago.
That's awesome.
Todd, that was like one of the coolest Christmas presents. Birthday presents.
Shout out to nobody because I had to pay for all of those myself.
Yeah. Shout out to none of the friends I had growing up who never introduced anything to me, and I had to find it all on my own.
Todd's pretty cool.
lucky that way.
So what we were obviously talking about is the very famous Lone Wolf and Cub. Okay, so
I like that the name of it instantly brought that cue to everyone's mind,
It's
right?
just- I mean, that's what you got to do.
That's
it's
preach.
you can't use the word classic more.
no, it is
in better company.
stone cold masterpiece.
Like,
all right, it is
just from beginning to end. There's not a misstep.
No.
It's the Illmatic of comic books.
That's, you know what's crazy? You might, yeah.
It's just it's.
No, I've said
it's
Al Smith truth before, but that's definitely
I could go on for fucking hours.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you guys a question, because I personally think the movies are excellent.
That's
Quick,
Absolutely.
so not only was it originally a manga, for those of you who don't know, so it was originally a manga, and then they turned it into six movies,
Mhm.
and then the movies were then brought over to the United States, where it kind of condensed into one movie, which is Shogun Assassin.
And well, two movies: Shogun Assassin and then Baby Card Assassin.
Baby Card Assassin, that's right, yeah.
Because the original 6 Japanese films from the late 70s were Lone Wolf and Cub.
Yeah,
What was it like?
it's like Baby Cart and Haiti.
Yeah.
Stuff, and then like Baby Cart
The
crosses the river Styx.
Styx.
Stuff
Right.
like that.
And if you imagine a Japanese samurai film with just copious amounts of blood, I mean, I'm talking about more blood than exists in a human body.
Really dope swordplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are the movies
Yeah,
you're thinking of.
really dope swordplay.
And hey, you had the out of shape, in shape guy.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I mean,
right.
he had that dad body all day,
The
and you know
other
what?
great thing
Whooped ass with it.
Yeah.
right? He was dope with it. And the
But-
other great thing for you hip hop nerds is you may know Shogun Assassin because that's the album, that's the movie that's heavily sampled in the Jizz album Liquid Swords.
that is right.
So
Yes.
all those really cool like "Oh Mad One" and all that cool like interlude stuff, that's from the movie Shogun Assassin, which then travels its way back to the anime.
And the cool
Mangas.
thing about especially the original movies,
Yeah.
is they are pure adaptations
Yeah.
of.
No,
Yeah,
The comics.
almost 1-to-1 ratio.
Yeah. So just so we're clear, we're going to get to the issues themselves in a second. These were in the late 80s, First Publishing got the rights to publish Lone Wolf and Cub. The problem was, outside of the first couple issues, they kind of printed them sort of out of order.
Yeah.
They never actually printed the entire series. In fact, until in the late 90s, when Dark Horse got the rights and they started putting out the really small digest, that was actually the very first time that Lone Wolf and Cub was actually reprinted in America in its entirety, where you actually got the ending and everything.
And
But-
the ending is like required reading.
Oh, it is.
The ending is so
It's
good.
intense.
Oh, it's so great.
Now, but the cool thing about the First Publishing issues is each issue, in a lot of ways, is a standalone issue. You don't need to truly read the entire series. Really, all you need to know is, I'm sorry, I'm having a break, but the Lone Wolf,
Ito.
Ogami
Ito.
Ito, thank you, Ogami Ito. He is the Emperor's executioner. He's like, the main guy who, if anyone's going to get executed, he's the guy.
He's gonna kill him.
But a shogunate, who sort of like wanted to set him up, puts him into a position where he has to do seppuku, which is the ritualistic suicide. But he was like, F that.
Nah. He was
He's
like, I ain't going out like that, homie. You set me up for
Yeah.
You set me up, I'm cutting everybody.
Yeah, you didn't just set me up. You also killed my wife.
Yeah.
So,
not kind of either.
yeah.
I can't fix my mask in this mirror.
So he pretty much, the reason why he becomes the Lone Wolf
Let's fix my mask.
Ronin is he doesn't do the honorable thing. He
Yeah.
doesn't, because he's just like, no, these people are trying to, they're trying
Yeah.
to F me.
Yeah. They try to pull okey doke on the kids.
Yeah.
I sliced them up.
So he takes his kid
That's a
and
technical
leaves.
term.
But one of the coolest things,
That's
and it was done so well, not only in the manga but in the films, is all of the awesome little attributes of the baby cart itself.
Oh, the coolest killing machine you've ever seen.
Of all time, it's just
Oh,
insane.
man. And the kid's in charge of it too, which makes
Dude,
it even more ridiculous.
Yeah, and it catches the chick.
Yeah.
Dude, the kid. I mean, what's that one story where the woman steals,
Oh, and he gets the beat.
but the
Yeah.
kid they blame the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they start beating the
And
kid.
he won't.
He won't tell.
Yeah,
He
and the
won't
woman's
tell.
like, "Oh my god!"
That's
This.
right.
They're like, he
He's
must.
even then we follow the rule of no snitch.
That's right.
Even then.
We all live by code.
Yeah.
From this.
Yeah.
We were all raised as men.
Hey,
Stealing that. That's good. We were all raised as men. I like that. I like that a lot.
all right. So, okay. Another really cool thing, just to point this out about the American reproduction or reprinting by First Publishing, and thankfully, Dark Horse. When they reprinted it, not only in the small digest version in the late 90s, but also when they did it in sort of the bigger omnibus versions in the late 2000s, is you got brand new covers. Now, the first artist who did a lot of the first batch of issue covers is Frank Miller, okay?
Frank Miller, Frank Miller,
yes,
you know who he is.
Who, if you ever read his Ronin series by DC, this was a dude who was obsessed with Lone Wolf and Cub.
If you had to pick one artist to do the covers,
Frank Miller was brilliant.
Frank Miller was your first three
Didn't
choices.
he have like a hand in bringing it to Dark Horse too?
It's very
As far as
Probably
like the
did,
collections, like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he had some hand.
It makes sense, yes.
Yeah.
And then the second artist that took over after Frank Miller, which I don't think we have any of his,
I was like, wait a minute.
was Matt Wagner.
Also very good.
Yeah, and then the third and final artist of the covers is my boy, Bill Sienkiewicz. We do have a few of those. So let's get started. And the first one we're going to talk about is the very first issue, Lone Wolf and Cub, #1.
Sorry about the glare, people. This is my first day.
Yeah, that's that Frank Miller cover. Now, this issue actually has been going up in value. Now, the problem with our copy, it's not in the best. Well, it's in fine condition. Yeah, literally fine condition. Like that's what it's graded at. So it's only $10. But this is an issue that recently has been kind of like going up. Now, I don't know if there's like rumors in the background that something might be happening with this series. Maybe they. I'll say this. I love the films. I love the comics. I would not be against them trying to do more adaptations of Lone Wolf and Cub. Worst thing that happens is it sucks and I never have to watch them.
Again, yep.
Best thing that happens is I get more awesome Lone Wolf and Cub. So there we go. That's the first issue from First Publishing with a Frank Miller cover. Lone Wolf and Cub, #1, fine, $10.
It should be noted, just not to go too
Yeah,
far,
please.
but with the covers, like the new covers by Wagner and Frank Miller on the digest, they're very small, and what they run, 25, 26 volumes.
27.
So, like, you're not necessarily getting all the covers, but, like, you get them in this nice oversized format. It's just a little more detailed. It's just a little nicer, even if you have the Dark Horse stuff, which I do.
Mm-hmm.
I have most of these, too, just because I love those covers.
Oh, yeah, they're absolutely great. All right, next up is this issue number... Yeah, issue number 3. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's another Frank Miller cover.
Oh, that's a great one.
That's one of them.
Literally jumps up to kill. Oh, that was
When
so.
he kills
yeah.
the Buddha.
Buddha,
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
Oh, the sitting booty.
Great movie too. That the one.
Now
with
again,
that
people, I'm
happens
just reminding you,
Absolutely.
if you're interested in purchasing any of these issues, you're getting a complete story in each of
one,
these books. Okay. Now this is also a fine copy at $6. All right. It's tough, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Like I gotta hand it to you. The whole glare.
All right, so this is issue number 6. Okay, now this one is in much better condition. It's very fine, so I shouldn't say much better. It's just in better condition. So this is at $8. Now, just so we're clear, a lot of the early issues with the Frank Miller covers, these are the ones that carry some value. In fact, the whole series carries value, but these are the ones that carry obviously the most.
I think, does he do introductions for these, too?
Yeah, he does all the introductions. Yep. Oh yeah. He
He
was.
even does the introductions for the ones he does.
All right, this is also
Okay,
one of the
nice.
more famous, Lone Wolf and Cub Frank Miller covers.
I
This
think
is
it's also the first cover that
That's the-
features the actual like combining sword that he uses.
Oh yeah.
combining like sword staff.
Yeah, I
thing.
think that's what they use that for the first volume
Yeah. Oh, okay.
of
Cool.
the Dark.
That's right.
Yeah, I knew because I knew I'd seen it somewhere, but I didn't remember if
Yeah.
this was the first issue where they used
All right,
it.
so this is issue number 7. This is a very fine copy at $8.
Oh no, look at that one. That's clean too.
Oh
That's
yeah.
gorgeous.
That's real nice.
Oh, it's
Pass these to you.
man. Look at that. Oh yeah, this is when Lynn Varney starts to watercolor them.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, these.
These are really sexy covers, party people. You're in some.
In
you're
fact,
in some lucky.
it's
You're in some
honestly-
lucky you've never read these before.
It's like with the Jack Kirby collector. Like just buy him and frame him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
exactly.
This is issue number 8. This is a very fine copy at $8. And let me ask you guys a question, as people who probably liked at some point or another Frank Miller as an artist.
Yes.
I have a personal feeling that when Frank Miller reached his peak, just some of the best art, the style I love the most, and especially was when Lynn Varney, who was his wife at the time, was really doing the watercolors. And that was the Elektra Lives Again, that original graphic novel. Yeah. That was just next level.
And it was a thing too where you took. I mean, that's one of those we talked about before. With Marvel, has these characters, they just jump up in quality. Elektra was just like the side villain Joan. She was like the will she won't she, and then all of a sudden it was like, no, that's a real, like, now she's got clout within the universe.
Oh yeah.
That's a solid.
I mean, he did that with the whole Daredevil.
Oh yeah, all the Daredevil stuff he completely made relevant.
That's a perfect example. Of
Yeah.
what we're talking. It's just like.
And again, let's be honest. What was Daredevil but him just mixing in his love of samurai and ninjas?
Exactly.
I mean, that's.
Yeah, though I have that 3-volume set of like the Daredevil run that he did, and it's just that's the thing that never gets traded. You know,
Nice.
I was very happy when I went to my storage unit and that wasn't ruined. I was like, okay, good. The rest of the stuff can go.
What do you think it says that Tom King and his Rorschach series pretty much made Frank Miller the new Rorschach? What do you think Tom King is saying about Frank Miller, especially in 2021?
Yeah, I found it. You know what's weird? I find that off-putting. I don't like the whole meta joke of that.
I kind of like it though.
I don't like it because it's the only meta joke in the book. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think it's a
Well, it's
joke.
not the only joke. It's not a joke.
And I don't think it's a joke.
No, yeah,
I
fair
think-
point.
All right, so this is next up we have is issue number 9. All right, there we go. It's issue number 9. This is a fine copy. This one is also at $6, and this is another Frank Miller cover.
And this is actually when we switch and start going to different covers. I forget who did this one.
This is Bill Sienkiewicz.
This is Sienkiewicz, right?
This
Yeah.
is now we're in our Bill
Now we're
Sienkiewicz
in the
phase.
Sienkiewicz page.
Yeah. All right, so this is issue number 16. This is a fine copy at $4.
These are really great covers.
Like they're awesome.
There you go.
And see, like this is one of the, like this is not reprinted for the Dark Horse stuff.
Yeah.
So like you're gonna get different cover with this stuff. I mean, if you're crazy like us and you want it all, then this is for you.
Yeah.
And they hold up really well too.
In fact, you're right. It's all.
I mean, this.
I don't know how many issues first ran.
Wait, the more I'm thinking about it, do you think Matt Wagner didn't do any of the covers for the original first publishing, and the Matt Wagner stuff was
just
for the? Now that I'm thinking about it, I actually don't.
Is there no Wagners in? I feel it should be like 1 or 2 in the pile.
No, there's none.
No, there's none in the pile. These are
So
all
I can't prove.
Maybe he did.
Maybe he
Is
did.
that all Sienkiewicz?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's all Sienkiewicz from that point on.
Because I mean, that for sure was in one.
Yeah.
And the previous one wasn't one.
This is great.
In fact, I don't
mean,
think any of the Sienkiewicz covers were used
For the Dark Horse.
for the Dark Horse.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all Frank Miller.
Party people, if you're upset about the
Man,
glare,
I wonder.
I'm sorry. Go
No,
on
'cause
Google
some of
and
the
check it
later
out.
ones-
It's great stuff.
Some of the later ones.
So
were
this is a fine copy at $5. Now, just so everyone knows, we are. I think every cover from this point
every cover
forward
out
is a Bill Sienkiewicz.
Yeah.
And
I can also tell you from my experience with the run,
so that's a fine copy at $5.
this is actually my personal favorite cover of the Sienkiewicz. I never pronounced his name right, damn it. I just have to make a fun of it. My favorite cover of his in this run is this one right here with the samurai.
Oh yeah, the samurai armor.
And it's a really great story to go with it too.
Really, really
Yeah,
quality.
so that's issue number 18. Now this one is only in very good condition, primarily because it's got a lot of browning. It's very good plus, but it's $3. If you never read Lone Wolf and Cub and you don't want to invest too much, $3.
This is literally the best way to get into some of the greatest comics written. I'm telling you, primo stuff right here.
So next one we got there is, what number is that? That's number 19. Okay. So that's Lone Wolf and Cub 19. This is a very good copy at $2. All right. So again,
Sorry, people, you're missing out.
$2.
You're missing out. Now we got number 20.
I mean, what's a soda? A soda's like $3.
So yeah, it's more than like a soda cost. Yeah.
In fact, you could buy the $3 one, the $2 one, and it's still cheaper than your coffee.
Do you guys have a soda tax here in Philadelphia?
Oh yeah, big time. Yep. It's okay. I only drink water.
Yeah.
So this is a very good plus. It's issue number 20. It's only $3.
Plus, it goes to school, so
Does it actually?
Actually,
That's nice.
Yeah.
yes, I don't care.
No, again, if you go to tax us, Those taxes better go towards things that benefit us as a society.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, so there we go. This is issue number 21. Okay. Oh, this is the one where what's the kid's name? Daigoro. Yes. This is the one where he F's up the other kids.
That's the only line of dialogue fucking Lone Wolf has in the entire run is him just going Daigoro.
Yeah. Daigoro, come. Like he's a little dog.
Yep. But he comes.
This is a fine minus copy at $4.
So let me tell you a funny story while we're interrupting that. Wait for the chat to catch up. So if you live in the Philadelphia area, you are familiar with something called MyPHL 17. MyPHL 17, also known as Channel 7, is the channel that's the free regional channel if you had cable back in the day. Or if you didn't have cable, this was the free regional channel. Came with like NBC, CBS, PBS, that whole thing. Saturday mornings on MyPHL 17, right around noon to 2 o'clock, and then from like 2 to 4, they would play these insane movies that they had no business playing in the middle of the day. And that's how a lot of us got introduced to these movies, because it's a Saturday afternoon, you're home, maybe that's the weekend, you're not going outside playing with your friends or whatever, and they would show the most insane movies you should not show in the daytime to children. Movies like, that's the first time I saw Death Wish.
Oh, yeah.
The first time I saw The Warriors. The first time I saw Shogun Assassin. Which, if you've ever seen Shogun Assassin, you're like, Lord in heaven, why is that on in the middle of the day?
It shouldn't be on in the middle of the day.
Should not be on in the middle of the day. But totally glad it was.
That movie's best to watch at like 11:30 at night.
Exactly, yeah. But shout out to my, so I'm sure wherever you're from, they probably have a channel similar to that. But if you're from the Philadelphia area like we are, you had MyPHL 17, and chances are good that was where you first got introduced to this incredible movie based on other incredible movies, which are based on these wonderful mangas.
So let's finish this off because we're getting close to our dead time, our drop dead time. So here we go. This is Lone Wolf and Cub, issue number 22, Bill Sienkiewicz cover, which is quite ruined by that beautiful glare. This is a fine copy at $5. Next up, we have Lone Wolf and Cub, issue number 23. Again, another gorgeous Bill Sienkiewicz cover. This is a fine minus copy at $4. And last but not least, we have Lone Wolf and Cub, issue number 24. This is a fine copy at $5. All right, fellas. We're
coming up on it.
What we got, like 2 or 3 minutes?
2 or 3 minutes.
Okay, so let's just
So real quick before you start, everybody hit the like and subscribe buttons, please. Share, hearts, bells, and tomorrow from 4 to 6, me and Mike right here on the Comic Shop Network on Facebook. If I got that right, sounds right. And then
Look it up on the Facebook page.
Comic Shop Network, right?
Comic Shop Network and
Shopping.
Comic Shopping Network, Comic Book Shopping Network.
There you go.
And it's on Facebook. 4 to 6 tomorrow, and then Tuesday it'll be me and Mike or me and Eric, somebody doing the breakfast show. And then my man's on vacation next week, and Mr. Lime is back in Brooklyn next week, so he'll be in the chat. And I think we both want to congratulate Brendan on making it through the show.
That second vaccine shot, man. Go get your vaccines.
Because I mean, I've seen this kid in many a situation, and I've never seen him like this.
This is his Michael Jordan flu game.
Yeah, this is
his
special.
flu game right now.
This
I'm
is
Scottie Pippen trying to get all the points I can.
This is it. This is it.
No, really, what I want to say is, Gary, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely, this was
absolute
exceptional.
pleasure.
He came all the way down from New York just to do this with us.
Just to do this, I'm literally going back on the train.
Back on the
I didn't even come to see my other friends.
And he bought a bunch of stuff, so he paid for his trip down here.
Paid for my services.
I brought Wawa. It was great.
That's true. That is
Awesome comic shop. If you're ever in the Philadelphia area, and you should be, make a point to come down to Fat Jack's, 2006 Sansom Street here in Center City, Philadelphia. It's great.
Is there any good shops in New York that we should know about? Anything
Yes.
you want to give a shout out
Yes. Big shout out to Anyone Comics, Union and Nostrand. That's in the Crown Heights section of Brooklyn. It is the best comic shop in Brooklyn. You can tell them the Word Man sent you. Trust me, they'll know who you're talking. They'll be like the kid with the curly hair who talks too much. They'll know who you're talking about.
Do they have a pretty extensive back issue collection?
They do.
Or
They have a pretty okay one.
Okay.
I mean, space is kind of tight given
Right.
the situation. Really good community though.
Okay.
Like, you know, like here at Fat Jack's, it's like a Cheers kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of comes in and knows everybody else.
Yeah.
That's what the version of that in Brooklyn is. Anyone Comics.
That's awesome.
So
All
they
right.
do a lot of they also do a lot of drinking draws, and they do like a Magic the Gathering thing,
Cool.
a comic swap. It's a nice little vibe. Anyone Comics, go check them out.
Awesome,
Cool.
man.
Cool.
Yeah.
Again, Thank you, dude. I really appreciate
Oh
it.
yeah, this was great.
All right, so Al said it. So
We're good. He's fine. Don't worry about
obviously I won't be here next week, but Al and somebody.
it. We'll try and get him back down from Brooklyn.
Yeah, right.
Because this
We're
worked
gonna get a
out.
phone call from Mike on a Wednesday. Like, what are you doing this weekend?
If nothing else, I had the best show today.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. At this point, I feel very threatened.
Definitely. Somebody about to get Wally tipped, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, here you go, man. Keys to the kingdom. See you later.
I'm feeling my place isn't very secure. Maybe this isn't as easy as I wanted, or as hard as I wanted people to think. Yeah. Anyway, everyone, I guess we're at that.
Anything you like that you see that we didn't sell today?
Oh yeah, anybody who's watching us in the future or watching anything that you saw on the show tonight and you're interested, you can contact us through email fjcc@gmail.com, or you can hit us up at FetchX Comicrypt on our Facebook page, all that kind of stuff. As always, thank you so much for all of your time and attention. We greatly appreciate everything that you guys provide for us. Again, we wouldn't be here if not for you. So with that said, I hope everyone enjoys the holiday tomorrow.
And new books Wednesday. There's no delay in shipping. New books be out Wednesday.
Yeah, everything's all good, all that kind of stuff. You know,
Sixers.
Sixers.
Bring out the
Sixers,
Bruins,
baby,
baby.
bring out
This is
the
a sweep.
Trust in the process for a long ass time.
Joel Hans on beard and beast. Take care, everyone. Be well. See ya.